Welcome everyone back to the NR Truck Night in America, live here from New Smyrna Speedway for the Gainbridge Truck Series. We started off tonight with 4 heat races and 1 last chance qualifier, but now it's time for the main event here at New Smyrna Speedway. 80 laps around this track, only 24 made it. We had 4 thrilling heat races at that, and with them all making it now, all the gloves are off. These guys are going to be hungry for a win. 80 laps, so they have to watch what they do, but it should be a great one, folks. I'm finally excited to be back here racing after 1 month off, but it's finally time to go. And before we get into the racing, let's go over everything we need to know coming into this race. And let's take a look at our track review coming in tonight. It's a very cold night here at New Smyrna Speedway, 50 degrees, 5-mile-per-hour winds. But you can see right there, 0.5 mile oval, 80 laps, double foul restart. You can see the heat winners right there: Monica Pato, Roxy D'Angelo, Peter Onjak, and Nathan Stapleton. All 4 qualified there at the beginning. Well, didn't qualify there. All 4 qualified in the top 4 before the heat races. They were able to maintain their positions, and now all 4 of them will be starting in the top 4 coming into tonight's race. And next, as we get into your point standings, there's some things to note. Brandon Haynes did not make the race, along with Matt Morley and Sierra Cooper, so that could be huge blows to their playoff points, depending on how this race goes. But Nicholas Torres edged out Brandon Haynes to make it, and you can see he is just under that cutoff line, about 20 points out, but it is still a big possibility that he could make it, as coming into tonight now, he's going to have, if he has a good night, but he is starting last, but if he has a good night, he could really turn around his season and possibly even be in this playoff picture, because Matt Morley, Brandon Haynes, and Sierra Cooper all not making it is great for him, but it sucks for them. Brandon Haynes likely is going to fall to 12th, maybe 13th, but luckily for him, the 75, 43, and 31 all didn't make it either, so he does have some leeway, but that number 19, Orion Little's looking to jump on this opportunity and jump right into that playoff race. Although the rest of the top 12 have all made it, top 16 have all made it, so they're all fine. They just have to make this, they just have to finish this race at this point, because if you do get in the crash and DNF, then you don't get any points, just like the guys at DNQ, so that's what's at stake coming into this one. But these drivers have made it this far, so you expect them to be quite aggressive and go for the win. Monica Pato gets her second pole on the season. She won the pole at Memphis, but unfortunately lost the lead after a caution, I think it was, and I think it was a caution, and Skylar Taylor, Eric Monaco, and a few others drove away from there and had a great immense battle to the end, where Eric Monaco captured his first win on the season, and Eric Monaco tonight made this race, and he's got a lot of experience here at New Smyrna, whether it's in the Powerade Cup Series or other leagues, so we'll see what he's able to do. He's not starting too well, starting just in front of Giuseppe Martini, but it is something to look out for. He does have 1 race win on the season, but with only 2 races left after this one, it could all but be over for that 52 team and their playoff hopes. But if we take a closer look in the stand, you see that 92 Sanjay Vittoria has the points lead. He's not starting too well tonight, but he should get some good points. But his main rivals, landing a lot back in that number 38 Peter Onjak, are all starting ahead of him. But some surprising guys made it in this race, like the 21 of Joseph Wood, I would say the 23 of Nicholas Torres, and that 04 Tarek McLean made it as well. He's had a decent season, but just hasn't gone the way he's wanted to, but he and his Roper Hill Racing teammate all make it, so it's good for that team. But Nice Motorsports, I don't think a single truck made it in this race. The 41 didn't make it, the 42 didn't make it, neither did the 45, so that's going to be a huge thing to look out for coming into the coming weeks on how they're going to really approach the struggles they've had so far this season, especially with how the second half has not gone too well for the team as a whole. Brandon Haynes, he's really stepped up in the second half, but they started off hot, simmered down, and now, once again, they're struggling. But Carson Miller taking the wheel of that number 41 truck after Travis Rollin is not on the team anymore. It's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. We have a lot of very good short track drivers up in the front for this race. Trevor Vaden, William Ayers, Monica Pato, Roxy D'Angelo. Ayers and D'Angelo had a thrilling finish to the end in Heat Race 2, where they came to the line and it was nearly a photo finish. So maybe we'll see another photo finish tonight. You don't really know. Some other guys I'm looking at for is this number 1 of Skylar Taylor, and that 33 of Davey Wallace. He was someone I was not expecting to make the race. Same with Chris James, was not able to, but he is someone to look out for, and it's going to be a long race, 80 laps around this track. we're likely going to see 1 or 2 pit stops depending on how this race goes, and maybe even more if there's cautions, but it's going to be tight quarter racing. We saw in a Last Chance Qualifier there was 19 drivers that were racing in that one, and it was pretty hectic, so we'll see what 24 drivers bring to this track. And folks, if you've just tuned in now, this is going to be a very good race. That's all I got to say. So with no further ado, I think there's not much else to go over in this one in terms of points and stuff. But before we get to the race start, we have one more thing that I almost forgot. We have our drivers look out for, so let's head down even more track side to see our drivers look out for in this race. So starting with our first driver to look out for, I think it's pretty obvious. It's number 29, Monica Pato. Very, very good at short tracks. Just hasn't gone her way this season. I'm looking out for her because starting on pole, she doesn't have much to do. You just got to manage the race lead and fend off everybody else behind you. So I'm looking out for this 29 team to get their first win on the season and tally up the wins for RFK, making it 3 on the season. The next driver I'm going to be looking out for is this number 9, William Ayers. We've mentioned it all season. He's really, really good at these short tracks. Don't think at any short track besides Memphis he's finished outside the top 3. So this number 9 team, they are very strong at these short tracks. They are starting on that outside line, which we have seen struggle at the start. But I think this number 9 team, if they stay out of trouble, they will come through and possibly be contending for the win. And then the next driver I'm going to be looking out for is a man starting right next to this number 9 William Ayers. It's the 91 Arago Doran. If you guys date back all the way to Lucas Oil IRP, Arago Doran had that win in the bag and dominated the first half of that race. And if it wasn't for a gutsy strategy call that worked out for that number 5 team of David Dixon, the 91 likely would have won that race. So I'm looking out for this 91 Arago Doran. I believe he's just sitting on the cutoff line. I can't remember off the top of my head, but regardless, he's in that battle and he really needs to step it up this season, especially in the second half after starting off so well. But yeah, currently sits 8th in the standings, but compared to that cutoff line, only 23 points above, he's going to have a lot of pressure on him to perform this weekend, especially with how he's starting this race. And then my fourth and final driver to look out for in this race is going to be this number 11 of Bjorn Bjornsson. Bjornsson, a very, very good short track racer, just hasn't had the season he wanted, but coming into this one, I think it's an important race for him. He looked pretty good in the heat race, not starting too well actually, but he did make some pretty gutsy passes and everything, so I do think this number 11 is a guy I'm going to look for to drive up and through this field, and especially with how the Pace Tricon Garage has shown this season with Nathan Stapleton and the number 1 of Skylar Tail. I do think this number 11 is someone to watch out for in a sneaky type of race like this. And with no further ado, folks, it is finally time to go racing here at New Smyrna Speedway. These drivers have been waiting all night to get to this point in the race. It's going to be 80 laps, and let's get the starting command.
Drivers, start your engines!
You can see the starting grid on the left side of your screen here, folks. But it is finally time to go racing here at New Smyrna Speedway. It's been a long time waiting here for these drivers to get back racing. It's been a whole month since we raced, but you see right here, they're ready to go. So it's going to be 80 laps here for the AdventHealth 200. Here comes Monica Pato leading us to green. On her outside, Roxy Angelo, the green flags on the way here at New Smyrna. And after one lap, you can see Roxy Angelo already pulling away a little bit, but you got Peter on Jack chasing right after her. Oh, and there goes Rockwell Dorn, nearly looking to make a move. He doesn't quite get it, but you can see this bottom line is rolling already, and that's going to be a key point here on these restarts. But now, Ryan Little battling with the number 57 Roxy Angelo, but he's got that 21 of Joseph Wood right behind him for Floridian Motorsports. And And there goes Landon Lauterbach, possibly looking for the insides of both of them. Sorry for the cut there, folks, adjusting the volume. But now you can see that 71 of Ryan Little, that 71 of Landon Lauterbach trying to challenge that number 21. Ooh, some very close racing. Does that 33 make a move and look behind them? That 18 of James Daniel got into the 04 of Tyler McCleany. Now he's going to force it through the middle, right into that number 81 of Trevor Vaden. So the racing very, very close here at New Smyrna. You can see right there as that number 18 almost just turned that 04 into the wall. Now back up front, you can see still maintaining a gap over that number 38 is this number 29 of Monica Pato, as we're already about to reach lap 10. So you imagine how fast those heat races went, as they were only 10 laps, so it's going by very fast. But right now, Raul Dorn trying to challenge on the back of this number 38 of Peter Onjak. I mentioned how he dominated that beginning half of IRP, but got stuck losing to that gutsy strategy call by that number 5 of David Dixon. Now he's going to look to the inside of Peter Onjak, looking to get a move off for that 91 team, looking to get their second win for McNally Racing on the year. The first win came at Daytona for the number 43 Davenport, but you can see up ahead that 29 of Monica Pato runs really, really wide, and back behind her, that number 91 of Raul Goldorn is going to move up into second place and possibly challenge for the lead here, but he's going to run it a little bit wide now. There goes that number 38 Peter Onjak, possibly challenging again. Does Onjak give him the bumper? He's going to run him up a little bit. They're going to still keep it going, though. And now to the inside goes Peter Onjak, looking to get second back from this number 91 Adorn. This turns 3 and 4 can be very tricky when you're passing someone. You don't want to run too wide and open up the opportunity there, but Peter Onjak does it perfectly, and he's going to move back into second place. And you can see that 92 of Sandra Vittoria got around all these trucks here, I'm pretty sure, and now he's moving his way through the field. And he's going to run a little bit wide here. Joseph Wood might look to challenge here, looking for 5th. And yes, he does. There goes that number 21 of Joseph Wood to the inside now. And don't look now, but that number 9 of William Ayers is possibly looking to make some moves too, as he's going to look to the inside. Oh, he's going to run really, really wide though. You don't want to run too wide, and unfortunately, if you're back here as well, you can see that number 57, Roxy Angelo, finally gets to the inside, but she has lost a lot of momentum. So has that number 17 of Nathan Stapleton. So it's going to be a challenging race for those guys running that outside if we see any more restarts. And you can see that number 9 and 21 got around this number 92, and now you can see this 33 looking to get around the 92 as the number 9 of William Ayers looks to the inside of the 21. And it looks like he's going to get that move off, and back up front, this number 38 of Peter Onjak trying to track down this number 29 of Monica Pato. He's closing down the gap just a little bit, but you got to run the right line. And if he does get up close to her, can he pass her is the question. So far in this one, it's been a pretty much the Monica Pato show, 20 laps in, but this number 38 of Peter Onjak looking to make a move possibly here. Soon he's going to close up right on the back bumper. There he goes. He's going to stick his nose in. Peter Onjak now looking for the lead on lap 19. And there goes Onjak to the inside. And Peter Onjak, if he perfects this turn, he's going to move into the lead now on lap 20. The first lap led on the day for Peter Onjak, but Monica Pato could be challenging him very soon here. She's going to close back up on the back. And does she stick her nose in? Doesn't quite get the chance there, but now there she goes. She gets a great run off of turn 4. Some tight quarter racing here at New Smyrna. And now, this 29 of Monica Pato still trying to look to make another move. Apologies for my Alexa going off there, but there goes that number 29 now. Diving it in there for the lead. No contact made, and now she's looking to clear him going into the final turn. And a little bit of a check up there on the inside now, but these two are going at it for the lead. And this might be the end of it here unless that 38 gets a good run going into turns 3 and 4, but Monica Pato goes back to the lead here at New Smyrna. Back behind them, it's been a McNally Racing show between this number 91 and 19 Aragador. Both trying to close in on that 33 and 29. And as I mentioned before, Bjorn Jorgensen was someone I mentioned to look out for moving his way through the race. And there he goes now looking for a pass on this number 21 of Joseph Wood. And also back behind them, you can see that 57 of Roxy Angelo just get around her teammate of Trevor Vaden, and they finally got to the inside, and now they're moving their way forward, and so is that number 17 of Nathan Stapleton. So don't look now, but these two heat winners are possibly driving their way through the field. And now this 81 of Trevor Vaden looking back to the inside of his teammate of Roxy Angelo. Vaden, a very polished, modified racer, and now he's looking to get the pass off, but back up front, you can see that's 11 of Bjorn now looking to make another pass on this 33 of Davey Wallace, nearly making contact there, but they don't, and they're going to keep it going. And now that number 11 of Jorgensen, it looks like he's finally going to get the move off. That's going to allow that number 21 to possibly make a move, but he's going to run really wide, and this 21 of Joseph Wood now might get a 2-for-1 deal. Oh, another very wide turn there for that number 11. He's going to check up in front of that number 33 of Davey Wallace, and he's going to hold them up, and now they're going to fall victim to these two Fords here for Turner Motorsports as the 81 and 57 both move to the inside of that number 33. And no, up ahead, you can see on pit road, the number 92 engine is gone. Sanjo Vittoria, he made the race, he did all he could, but there goes his engine, and he's going to be out of this one, and that's going to be huge for the 71 and 38 of Landon Laudenbach and Peter Onjak. And coming up on the first lap traffic of the day for Monica Pato, it's going to be that number 2 of Angel Gutierrez, and Gutierrez for Rev Racing has not had the year he wanted. He looked forward coming into this race, and he made the race, but it looks like early on, it's not going to be too good for him. And you can see up ahead as well that 18 James Daniel, I certainly expected him to run way better, but unfortunately, it looks like he's not going to be doing too hot either. So the guys that both made it, well, no, Angel Gutierrez actually qualified pretty well, but let's get back to that in a second. As there goes the 38 of Peter Onjak pouncing on the opportunity with the lap traffic, and he's going to try to get past this number 38 of Pato. Pato now likely worrying about their engine a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't go out, but RFK hasn't had many engine failures this season, so hopefully that's a one-time occurrence for this team as a whole. But that number 92, Vittoria, is out of this race. A gearbox issue, it is being told to our team here, and now there goes that number 29 of Monica Pato back to the inside. So these two going at it, and when does this number 91 and 9 possibly make a move here? And yeah, actually that number 9 got around this number 19, but all three of these guys are looking to catch up to Pato and Onjak. But Pato's going to get steer clear of this number 38 for now, but she's going to run really wide here, and that's going to allow this number 38 to pounce back on the opportunity. Monica Pato, I believe, from Daytona Beach, Florida, so if she was able to get a win here, that is huge, as Daytona is only about 30 minutes away from this track, maybe even less, so what a win it would be for her if she's able to get it done. So running wide there is not going to help him at all, but yeah, Monica Pato from Daytona Beach, Florida, only one out of the two Florida drivers in the series. Davenport won at Daytona, so here, if it does happen, we'll have two Florida drivers in the series win at two Florida tracks. Yeah, I don't know why that was so hard for me to say now, but this is going to be very close. James Daniel in the way of this number 38 and 29, and back behind them you can see the number 9 of William Ayers looking to get second here. And it looks like they are going to get it done. as they're now going to move into second. Now try to chase down those two ahead. William Ayers, I mentioned that he's one of the best short track drivers in the league, if not the best short track driver. And now here he goes, looking to chase down these two up front. And now, there goes that number 29, Monica Pato, coming down the pit road here. She's going to bring it down here on lap 41. We'll see if anybody follows. The pit strategy, the pit cycle is finally kicking off, it looks like. Oh, and no, it looks like his caution's out on track, and that's going to happen while Monica Pato is coming down on pit road. So as they all come down pit road, it looks like a caution is out on track. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it looks like this number 1 of Skylar Taylor was involved, folks. And let's go see what happened. You can see it right here, folks. This number 1 of Skylar Taylor gets dumped by the number 7 of Matthew Hubert, which is very interesting considering these two were the ones that were very aggressive at Talladega earlier this season and caused most of the incidents at that track. So that's going to shake up this one, as this is now going to cause a huge caution right as the pit cycle starts, and Monica Pato coming down on pit road there. I don't know if they were already on pit road possibly there when that number 1 got turned. Let's take another look. We're not going to really cut it this time, but let's see right here. So this is when the 1 got turned. So we'll see if Monica Pato was already on pit road. So that's just unlucky there, yeah. So she was coming down when that happened. So now they're going to be in an unfortunate position in this race. So we'll see them get this all figured out here. But you see our race off the pit road. It looks like it's going to be the 38 of Peter Onjack winning the race off pit road, followed by the 9 of William Ayers, the 91 of Rob Godoran, that 11 of Jordan Johnson's going to jump to 57, I believe. And here comes the rest of them. Line back, not doing too hot so far in the race. And that 21 of Joseph Wood had a very, very slow stop. See the rest of them coming down now. We'll see where Monica Pato fits into all of this. And she's going to be 6th, so she doesn't get screwed over too much like Memphis, I think, where she got screwed in pit strategy. But then number 1 of Skylar Taylor is going to be out of this race, and that's unfortunate for someone sitting on the cutoff line. So a caution on lap 44. Here comes that number 44. That number 44. Wow. That number 18, 2, and 07 of Giuseppe Martini all coming off the pit road. All these guys are a lap down at this point in this race. And we'll see what lap we restart on, but that is unfortunate there for that number 1 of Skylar Taylor. And we date back to Talladega. I mentioned it once before, but those two, him and Matthew Hubert, were very, very aggressive in that race, causing a lot of incidents, bumping some guys out the way. And it's going to come back to this one where that number 7 is going to boot that number 1 out the way. Possibly something transpired on the laps before. I'm not really sure, but at least it only involved 2 trucks there. Nobody else gets involved in the madness here. But it is going to be Peter Onjack getting the lead on the restart. But he's going to have that number 9 of William Ayers, who's very, very good here at these type of tracks on his outside. And Monica Pato, although she pits under caution, she's not going to get screwed over too much, as she's going to file into 6th, right with that number 57 of Roxy Angelo. Those two very, very talented at these type of tracks. And I think it's not going to be too long before this number 29 gets back into the fight. But this race so far, very, very interesting, and I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, we saw the heat races. These guys were putting it all on the line, and now this number 11 of Bjorn for Jorgensen, yeah, that's what I was going to mention. He's driven his way all the way up, and I mentioned how he's very strong at short tracks, and here he goes now. Hopefully not going to be too worried about what happened to his teammate here, but we'll see what happens on this restart. They should go double file. If not, I'm not sure. Okay, yes, they are. They are going double file. Okay, perfect. So they are going to be going double file for the restart here at this track. And here we go, folks. Coming through the Geico restart zone is going to be Peter Onjack, leading us back to green here at New Smyrna. And what a launch by that number 9 of William Ayers. there was restart violations in this series, that likely would be one. But Ayers is going to get the lead now, and he is going to have to drive away, but back behind him, it's very, very close racing. That number 19, Orion Little, on the inside. That number 38, Peter Onjak, got shoveled to the outside, and that's not going to help him too much. We've seen that outside not be too strong in this race so far. But there goes that number 11, Bjornsson diving down to the inside, looking for second place. Next time around, we'll be at lap 50 with just 30 more to go. Now look at Roxy Angelo now. She's moving up to second possibly here pretty soon. And she's got a great run coming out of the last turn. And she possibly could be looking to the inside of this 11 here soon and chasing down her rival of that number 9 of William Ayers. Doesn't look like it's going to quite be the case now, but there goes Eric Monaco now. He's diving to the inside of that number 17 of Nathan Stapleton. Monaco got the win at Memphis earlier this year, and oh, it's a huge wreck behind. Paddle involved. It's a pile up. No, not again. The 27 of Zachary Thompson, his debut, turned around, and Monica Paddle gets involved. So is the number 07 of Giuseppe Martini, and that's going to bring out the second caution in this race. And that is just not what you want to see there, as Monica Pato gets stuck on that outside line and gets stuck in the madness, and Zachary Thompson likely going to be out of this one in his debut. But most importantly, our pole sitter. A caution comes out when she comes down the pit road, and now looks like she's going to have some very big damage on that truck and possibly not going to be getting the greatest finish that she wanted. She restarted 6th, but unfortunately got shuffled back on that outside line. We've mentioned it all day. It's not very strong, and it is going to cause you some issues. But now you see it happen in full effect as she got shuffled all the way back. And now let's go see what happened to the 29 of Monica Pato and that 27 of Zachary Thompson. And here's the replay right here, folks. You can see this 81 and 91 going back and forth. Really tough racing here. You see that 81 going to drive the 91 all the way up track, but Monica Pato tries to get through the middle as well, and she shoots the gap, but it doesn't quite work. And unfortunately for that number 29 team, that door is bent up pretty good, and she got involved heavily in that one. This 18 of James Daniel also caught some contact there, but she tries to shoot the gap along with this 81, and it's not going to work out too well for her. So unfortunately, our pole sitter likely going to be continuing this one, likely a lap down and not having anything on her side. But let's get back up. Let's get caught up back up front to the regular action here, as that is just not what we want to see here. We'll see if we have any takers on pit road, but I'd imagine everyone's going to pretty much stay out because they just pitted not even 2 laps ago. So, man, oh man, 3 wide, you can't do it out of short track, and those guys show it right there. They try to do it here, and it just does not work out for them. And that 27, he's out of this one, and no, there goes the 29 of Monica Pato. RFK Racing, a double DNF in this one, and they're going to join they're going to join Zach Thompson. Sorry, I need to stop calling you Zachary, but they joined Zach Thompson, who was involved in that incident, and the one of Skylar Taylor and the 92 of Senjo Vittoria out of this one. So that's unfortunate for our pole sitter, but that just happens here in our Truck Night America. You be too aggressive, and it's not going to work out for you, and they shot the gap, and it didn't quite work. So we'll see where we restart here with just over 20 to go, 25 to go at the line, and this one is shaping up to be quite a finish here. An insane race so far. Wasn't expecting many cautions, but guys are going to be aggressive, and we've seen 2 cautions happen so far in this one. Let's see, looks like we're going to be restarting on lap 57 here, folks. So, what a race so far. 24 trucks made this one. I thought it was going to be a great one, and so far it has been only 20 trucks left in this one, unfortunately. But, man, oh man, that's what short track racing is going to bring you. We'll see how this restart goes. Double foul restart's a little shaky, that outside line, a little bit of an advantage, but you saw it at the start of the race anyways that they got an advantage. Well, at least the guy who is second has advantage. Everyone else kind of struggles a little bit, but here we go. It's once again going to be the number 9 of William Ayers on the front row, but this time he's going to be on the inside. On his outside is going to be the number 11 of Bjorn Jorgensen coming through the Geico restart zone. The green flag's back out here at New Smyrna. A pretty even restart this time around, but there goes that number 57 possibly looking. Oh, a huge wreck! There goes Ayers! There goes Jorgensen! And they both wreck, and there goes the 18 of James Daniel. Rob Dorn involved. So is the rest of them. Another huge wreck here at New Smyrna as it's all unfolding. That 18 of James Daniel, that truck's all bent up, but most importantly, the number 9 and the 50, not even 57, the number 9 and 11 of the Jorgensen both get collected in that one. The two people that led us to the restart, they get shoved 3 wide. I don't think the number 9 was expecting the 57 to make that type of move, and it's going to cost the both of them, and likely this number 18's race as well. So it has been a madhouse here at New Smyrna so far, and I don't know if we quite need a replay for that one, but anyways, with how this one's gone, I think it's time for our annual no-cut replay. Let's go see what happened to that number 9 of William Ayers. And man, oh man, folks, this one has been unfolding right in front of our eyes. These restarts prove to be very difficult for these drivers, and I think that 52 Eric Monaco also caused some damage. You see the hood off of that truck as he's driving around, but man, that number 9 of William Ayers, you hate to see it. And, oh, wow, that contact is bad there. I don't even know if you can blame the 57 for this. She doesn't even stick her nose in there. She just takes the air off the back of that number 9 maybe, but that number 9 runs that 11 really wide, and that's not going to quite work there. And that number 9 of William Ayers, a boneheaded move, and he's going to collect a few trucks at 19, 17, and Nathan Stapleton at 52, the 18, and unfortunately, that type of move there, you can't feel too bad for William Ayers because he just ran that number 11 wide, and he took the both of them out of this race. And that 52 Eric Monaco now is the hood off of him. He had a good run going, but yeah, just what's happening so far here at New Smyrna. A clean race to start, but all hell breaks loose when the cautions come out. We've seen this time and time again here at NR Truck Night America. These guys start getting very, very desperate. They want that track position, and it's going to come at a cost. And you can see, oh, and no, and not the 91 of Rago Dorn as well. He's out of this one. So 7 drivers out of this one. The 91 of Rago Dorn had a good run going today, along with that number 11 and 9. And they all are out of this one. So is the 29 of Monica Pato. So at this point of this race, the only short track ace left in this one is that number 57 of Roxy Angel. The rest of them are out of this one. That number 9's out of this one. That 18, the 29, the 9, all gone. Even the 11 of Bjorn Jorgensen, he's a short track ace. So the guys that usually are supposed to dominate this track are all out of this one. And we are just under 20 laps to go in this one, and who knows if we'll even be going green flag for the rest of this one with the way it's been. We haven't even made a full green flag lap, it's felt like, and shades of NASCAR in real life where they didn't make a green flag lap for a whole half hour at Kansas, I believe it was last weekend, and now you can see this weekend here on a Saturday night. It's just been a very, very tight racing here, and this is the short track madness you're going to expect. I mean, it is a short track, so the guys are going to put it all on the line, and we're seeing some incidents definitely so far here at New Smyrna. And we're quite lucky it's only about 24 trucks in this one. If we had all 40, maybe, it would probably be even worse. at this point, because it is really unfolding before our eyes here, and who knows how the rest of this one will go. But we're going to be restarting here on lap 63, and we'll see how the rest of this one unfolds. It's going to be Ross D'Angelo on the inside, and look who it is, the number 5 of David Dixon, who won at Lucas Oil IRP, now starting on the outside. And here we go, coming to the Geico restart zone. The green flag's back out here at New Smyrna. David Dixon gets a great launch off the start, and he's going to move into the lead, but he's going to run really wide. Side by side for the lead, it's going to be the 57 and 5. You can see this field is not as big as it was at the start, but there goes Peter Onjak to the inside now. He's possibly looking for a 2-for-1 as he's going to look to dive for the lead. Onjak to the inside of D'Angelo. Winners of Heat 2 and 3 going at it now. The 57 looks to maybe side draft a little bit there. It doesn't quite work for her. There goes the 38 of Peter Onjak. He now has the lead. And there, that could have ended bad. It looked like that 81 almost sent it on his teammate of D'Angelo there. But now D'Angelo's going to possibly look for that number 38 to make a mistake. And back behind, you see that 23 Nicholas Torres, who just barely made it in, edging out Brendan Haynes to make it in. He's now making a pass on David Dixon for 4th. So the end of this one is going to be very interesting now, as the 57 of D'Angelo diving back down to the inside, looking for the lead, and she's going to clear him now. Through goes D'Angelo. There goes that 81 now. He's going to pass that number 38 of Peter Onjak. Just over 10 laps to go, and it's a Turner Motorsports 1-2. Their teammate of Matt Morley unfortunately did not make this race. And now Nicholas Torres, an underdog in this one. He's going to get past Peter Onjak. That's number 5. David Dixon's going to follow through. Into third goes that 23. And now, could that 23 possibly look to the inside of the 81 of Trevor Vaden? And there he goes now. Nicholas Torres side by side with the 81, looking for second. He's going to run wide. There goes David Dixon. The Kiwi getting in on this action, and he's going to send it underneath them, and he's going to get back past both of them. And there goes Onjak to the inside of this 81. Landon Lauterbach making a pass on his teammate of Matthew Huber behind them, but this 38 of Peter Onjak looking to move into third. That 5 runs really wide. But for now, this number 57, Ross D'Angelo, she could very well be cruising her way to victory. With all the battling that's going on for second and beyond, this number 57 could very well just cruise to the finish. But that number 38 of Peter Onjak, you could nickname him the closer at this point, the way he wins these races. And now he's going to get past David Dixon. Can he chase down that number 57? Six laps to go now at the line. That's 17 and Nathan Stapleton getting around Torres now. 5 to go. This is shaping up to be a great finish. There goes the 5 addition to the inside of that 81. He's going to get the move off now. 4 to go. Can this 38 chase him down? He is losing time currently, but that 57 is going to run really wide, and she's going to lose time. Well, look at Nathan Stapleton. He's dipping his feet into this action. He's possibly looking to get past this 81, but now the 81 is going to go to the inside teammate of David Dixon. Oh, the 81 is going to possibly move that 5 out the way. Onjak's going to run really wide there. He's going to lose some time. 2 to go at New Smyrna. Everything's falling in order for the 57 team of Roxy D'Angelo. The biggest targets are out of this race. A gutsy 3-wide move maybe shaped that their way, but the white flag is out. And it looks all but over. Onjak runs into the wall. He put his all into this one. But coming through turns 3 and 4, Roxy D'Angelo is going to win the AdventHealth 200. 80 laps of mayhem at New Smyrna is going to end with the 57 getting the win. We thought she was out of it early after her terrible start, but she drove her way back through, and she's going to win now and get her first race win on the year. Almost a Turner Motorsports 1-2, but she gets it done finally. So congratulations to Roxy D'Angelo. She takes her victory lap around, and she gets her first race win on the season. And after this burnout, folks, we will get into the finishing results in this race. And folks, now for your finishing results here after New Smyrna Speedway. What a finish, what a race in general. That's some great short track racing right there. And we're going to see this track on the schedule likely for a long time, especially probably more earlier on in the season. If you didn't know, this did replace Eldora. But you can see the finishing results here. Roxy D'Angelo gets the win. Peter Onjak finishes second. Third, Nathan Stapleton. Fourth, David Dixon. Fifth, Trevor Vaden rounding out that top 5. But man, oh man, what a finish that was coming down to the line. I almost thought that 38 could have caught them. The way this number 38's been this season, he's really capitalized on those shootout finishes. But he doesn't quite get it done here today. Put it all into the catching that 57. You saw the contact he made on the last lap with the wall. He sent it in there. Doesn't quite get it done. David Dixon drove his way through the field. Not too shocked by that, but man, oh man, you see it on the bottom. Sanjay Vittoria, he has an early gearbox issue. Wasn't much a factor before that. Had some looks in the top 5, but just wasn't there really. But just 2 really bad cautions. Monica Pato shoved it in there between the number 27 and I think it was 81 of Trevor Vaden. That didn't go too well. And then William Ayers runs with Bjornsson wide, gets a huge wreck, and just gets in a huge wreck with her. I mean, there's no one to blame besides that number 9. I mean, you could try to blame the 57, but there was no contact made. Matter of fact, that number 9 just drew the number 11 to the wall, it felt like. It almost felt like Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. at Indianapolis a while ago in about 2017, 2018, the way those two were battling. But actually, the day Joe Gibbs' support ended for Furniture Row. But yeah, and then Raul Dorn got involved in that. Angel Goodyear is the only truck a lap down, but everybody, you can name a few that weren't involved in the battle for lead, Landon Laudenbach, Hubert, a few of them, but I mean, everybody was battling for this top 5. I mean, this is the first race we've seen all season where everybody was getting a piece at a non-super speedway where everyone was really battling super hard, which I love to see, but 24 trucks made it, only 16 finished, and that is the mayhem that New Smyrna brings. You could call it the madhouse at this point, because the way that one went, it was very, very hectic. But Landon Laudenbach finishes pretty well, 38 of Peter Onjak. Likely will have the points lead after this race, because he had a great finish, and it doesn't shock me too much. And with the last 2 races up ahead, this 38 Peter Onjak looks to be in driver's position for for the regular season championship. And if there was a Las Vegas betting odds, likely would be in that 38 direction. And shout out to the 57 Roxy D'Angelo. Of course, everything fell into her place, but this is a win long time coming. She's qualified really well at these short tracks, but it just has not gone her way. But tonight it goes her way finally, and the 57 team gets it done. So congratulations to Roxy D'Angelo and Turner Motorsports for their first win on the season. But that is all for me here at In Our Truck Night in America. This will be Charlie Davenport signing off. Make sure to support all our partners here at In Our Truck Night in America, PGMA, BML, NS Racing 97 server, AG the channel, all those guys, great in our content, even Godzilla Gaming. He has a great mock season going on. But shout out to everybody there and their channels, great in our racing. If you aren't watching this one, and I mean, if if you don't want something else to watch after this one. But that's going to be all from In Our Truck Night America, live here from New Smyrna. See you all in a pretty short rollover at Watkins Glen next weekend for our final, well, not our final road course, for one of our final road courses on the year. Good night, everyone.